Someone said it to you again last week. You're throwing money away on rent, and it made your stomach drop because you have been renting for years, maybe a decade. And every single month you wonder if you are falling behind, if everyone who bought a home knows something you do not. That sentence, throwing money away, it is one of the most repeated lies in personal finance. And today, you are going to see the real math. The math that nobody, not your parents, not your coworker, not that guy on social media, ever showed you. Here's what most people think buying a home means. You save up a down payment, you get a mortgage, you pay it off, and then you own something. It sounds clean, it sounds smart, it sounds like progress. But here is what they leave out. When you buy a $300,000 home, you do not just pay $300,000. You pay closing costs, typically 2% to 5% of the price. That is $6,000 to $15,000 before you even move in. Then there is property tax. Depending on your state, that can run $2,500 to $6,000 a year. Homeowners insurance adds another $1,200 to $2,000 annually. Maintenance and repairs. The general rule is 1% of the home's value per year. On a $300,000 home, that is $3,000 a year. These are costs renters never pay, and most buyers never add them up until it is too late. You were told buying equals building wealth, but nobody gave you the full receipt. A mortgage is not just a loan. It is a repayment structure designed to collect interest first. Here is how it works. When you take a 30-year mortgage, your monthly payment stays the same every month, but where that money goes changes dramatically. In the early years, most of your payment goes toward interest, not the house, interest. On a $300,000 loan at 7%, your monthly payment is about $1,996. In month one, roughly $1,750 of that goes straight to interest. Only $246 actually reduces what you owe. That means 87% of your first payment does not build equity. It goes to the bank. And it stays like that for years. After 5 full years of payments, that is 60 payments, you have paid roughly $119,760. But your loan balance has only dropped to about $280,000. You paid almost $120,000. And only $20,000 went toward owning the home. The rest, nearly $100,000, went to interest. This is called amortization. And the reason nobody explains it to you is because the people selling you the mortgage profit from your confusion. The less you understand about where your payment goes, the more comfortable you feel signing. That is by design. Now let us do the full math. Not the version your lender shows you. The real version. You buy a $300,000 home. You put down 20%. That is $60,000 out of your pocket on day one. Your loan is $240,000 at 7% for 30 years. Your monthly mortgage payment is $1,596. Over 30 years, that is 360 payments. $1,596 times 360 equals $574,560 paid to the bank. You borrowed $240,000. You paid back $574,560. That means you paid $334,560 in interest alone on the loan. But remember, you also put $60,000 down. So your total out-of-pocket for the house itself is $634,560. And we have not added the other costs yet. Property tax at $3,500 a year for 30 years, $105,000. Homeowners insurance at $1,500 a year for 30 years, $45,000. Maintenance at $3,000 a year for 30 years, $90,000. Closing costs at the start, $9,000. Now add it all up. $634,560 for the mortgage and down payment. $105,000 in property taxes, $45,000 in insurance, $90,000 in maintenance, $9,000 in closing costs. Your total cost of owning this $300,000 home is $883,560. And if we look at just the purchase price plus interest, $300,000 plus $418,527, you paid $718,527 for a home listed at $300,000. That is the number nobody puts on the brochure. According to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, most first-time buyers underestimate their total housing costs by 30% or more. And now you know why. So why does everyone tell you to buy? Because entire industries profit when you do. Mortgage lenders make money on the interest you pay. On that $240,000 loan, the bank collects $334,560 in interest over 30 years. That is more than the loan itself. Real estate agents earn a commission, typically 5% to 6% of the sale price. On a $300,000 home, that is $15,000 to $18,000. They get paid whether the home is right for you or not. Title companies, inspectors, appraisers, insurance companies. Every one of them bills you at closing. The National Association of Realtors reported that in 2023, 26% of first-time buyers said the hardest part was saving for the down payment. But the industry still pushes 3% down loans and adjustable rate mortgages to get you in faster. Why? Because the sooner you sign, the sooner they get paid. Nobody in this system earns money when you decide to wait. Nobody profits when you keep renting and investing the difference. The pressure to buy is not financial advice. It is a sales pitch dressed up as wisdom. And it works because it makes you feel behind if you do not act now. The biggest objection you will hear is this: but at least with a mortgage, you are building equity. With rent, you get nothing back. Here is why that argument falls apart. In the first 5 years of a 30-year mortgage, you build roughly $20,000 in equity, but you spent $120,000 to get there. That is a 17% return on the money that actually went toward the house. Over 5 years. Meanwhile, if you rented for $1,400 a month, instead of paying $1,996 on a mortgage, a difference of $596, and you invested that $596 every month into an index fund averaging 10% annual returns. After 5 years, you would have over $46,000. You built more wealth renting and investing than the homeowner built in equity, and you had zero risk of a broken furnace, a leaking roof, or a housing market crash. So here is your 3-step plan. Step 1. Calculate your true buying cost. Add up the mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Compare that total to your rent. Step 2. Invest the difference. Whatever you would save by renting instead of buying, put it into an index fund every single month. Automate it. Step 3, set a buy number. Decide exactly how much you need saved, how stable your income is, and how long you plan to stay. According to most financial analysts, buying only makes sense if you plan to stay at least 7 years. If you cannot commit to 7 years, renting is not losing. It is strategy. 2 people, same city, same income, $65,000 a year, same starting savings, $60,000. Person A buys a $300,000 home. She puts $60,000 down. Her monthly cost, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, totals about $2,350. After 10 years, she has built roughly $52,000 in equity, but she has spent over $282,000 in total housing costs, and her $60,000 down payment has been locked inside the house. If the home appreciated at 3% per year, Her home is now worth about $403,000. Her net position, home value minus remaining mortgage, is roughly $175,000. Person B rents for $1,400 a month. She takes her $60,000 and invests it. She also invests the $950 difference between her rent and what person A pays. That is $950 a month into an index fund averaging 10% returns. After 10 years, her initial $60,000 has grown to roughly $155,000. Her monthly contributions added another $195,000. Her total investment balance is approximately $350,000. Person A has $175,000 in home equity. Person B has $350,000 in investments. Same income, same starting point, same decade. The only difference is that person B understood the math before she signed. Every time someone told you that renting was wasting money, they were repeating something they never verified. You were never behind. You were uninformed. And those are two completely different things. Starting today, you are not someone who guesses at the biggest financial decision of her life. You are someone who runs the numbers. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. But starting today, you know, and knowing changes everything.